searches for candidate to replace President Muhammadu Buhari. Father of Dapchi schoolgirl Debunk reports of her release. All Progressive Congress vows to take over Southeast in 2019 elections. Welcome to the news on the hour on television Nigerian. I am Anthony Muhammadu. The Arewa Consultative Forum has disclosed that the North is searching for a replacement for President Muhammadu Buhari. Arising from a recent summit in Kaduna, the group revealed that 16 other groups in the region have committed themselves to finding better candidates to replace 7 northern politicians at the legislative and executive arms of government. The ACF accused politicians from the region of failing to use their offices to uplift the living standard of the people. In a 4-page communique read by the Chief of Staff to the President of the Senate, Hakim Baba Ahmed, the summit accused President Muhammadu Buhari and other politicians from the area of failing to address the economic and security challenges of the place. Nathan Sharibu, father of yet-to-be-released Dapchi schoolgirl Leah Sharibu, has debunked media reports that she has been reunited with her family. The BBC Hausa service had earlier carried a report stating that security forces confirmed the release of the girl and she was on her way to Dapchi to meet with her parents. The BBC report followed a statement by the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, that the girl was to be released at the weekend. The father of the girl described the report as upsetting, insisting he knew nothing about the claims. He further pleaded with the government to ensure the release and safe return of his daughter. Last week, 106 of the abducted Dapchi girls were released by Boko Haram. The All Progressive Congress APC says the party will take over the 3 states controlled by the opposition People's Democratic Party in the Southeast Zone. National President of the APC Youth League, Solomon Farin, said this at a ceremony to mark the 5th anniversary of the Youth League in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Solomon Farin explained that the success of President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration made it easier to take over Ebonyi, Abia, and Enugu states in 2019 general elections. He disclosed that winning the Southeast will enable the government consolidate on its programs for the region. After the break, cybersecurity threat at Central Bank of Nigeria. Thanks for staying tuned. National Information Technology Development Agency has given a nod to the security upgrade at the Central Bank of Nigeria. The move is part of the agency's work as government's clearinghouse for all procurement and services in the public sector. A statement by the agency's head of corporate affairs and external relations, Hadiza Umar, explained that the measure aims to prevent cyber threats in the country's financial institutions. The clearance follows a letter by the Director General of NADA, Isa Patami, commending the Apex Bank for the proactive way it handled the threats. The letter also reiterated the agency's support for all initiatives aimed at protecting the country's cyberspace. Earlier this year, NITDA, Director General, had raised alarm of cyber threats to critical public infrastructure. On the foreign news, the Zimbabwean police is investigating wife of former President Robert Mugabe. Local media say investigators from the Parks and Wildlife Authority handed documents to police showing that the former First Lady smuggled large consignments of ivory to China, the United Arab Emirates, the United States, and other destinations. Police spokeswoman Charity Charamba confirmed receiving a report but declined further comments on the matter. The report accused Grace Mugabe of ordering officials to grant her permits to export the ivory as gifts to leaders of various countries. A senior official in the presidency, Christopher Muswangwa, revealed that government was tipped off by an unnamed whistleblower. German police has arrested Catalonia's former president, Carles Puigdemont, as he crossed over by car from Denmark. Police spokesperson says the former Catalonia president was arrested and is being detained following an European Union warrant published by Spanish authorities following a referendum for secession from Spain, allegedly spearheaded by Puigdemont. Spokeswoman for the former president's political party confirmed that he was detained on arrival in Germany from Denmark. She said it happened as he crossed the Danish-German border. In sports news, former Dortmund boss Thomas Tuchel has reportedly dropped out of the contest to be head coach of Bayern Munich next season. Local dailies say that Tuchel, 44, told Bayern he is no longer interested in succeeding Jupp Heynckes. Reports say senior Bayern figures Ule Hoeneß, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, and sports director Hassan Salihamidzic held a telephone conference with Tuchel but failed to persuade him. Former Super Eagles midfielder Gaba Lawal has appealed to Nigerians to give Super Eagles goalkeeper Francis Ozoho more time to establish himself after the not too impressive show in the team's friendly match against Poland over the weekend. Speaking to a national media, Gaba Lawal said Ozoho did well against Poland, given that that was his first 90 minutes time manning the post for the Super Eagles. Observers say Ozoho looked jittery in the match won by the Super Eagles via a penalty call by the referee. Victor Moses scored the only goal of the match after he was fouled in the host 18-yard box. To end the news, the major headlines. North searches for candidate to replace President Muhammadu Buhari. Father of Dapchi schoolgirl Debunk reports of her release. All Progressive Congress vows to take over Southeast in 2019 elections. That's the news on the hour on Television Nigerian. Before I go, I leave you with this thought. To be fair is to be human. To be unfair is to tarnish the essence of our divinity. Thanks for watching. I am Anthony Muhammadu. Have a blissful week ahead.